todos ustedes y bienvenidos al nuevo show del abogado Vital de Carpio en esta gran y mundial plataforma donde hablaremos acerca de inmigración, de casos penales, de accidentes y si quiere tirar una curva, bienvenido aquí todos los días al pie del cañón, el abogado Vital de Carpio.
Okay, here we are, everybody. We are interrupting your program because we are going to bring an update of what has been happening during this last couple of weeks that have been very intense in the changes of immigration regulations and immigration laws, which affect many people, as you will see. And that's why we're giving you this update right now. So you can, tell your friends, share it with everybody else, and we can move on with these new changes. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, the U visa made some changes where the people who are currently waiting for the U visa, which takes approximately 5 years and maybe 3 years to get a work permit, now the immigration is going to reevaluate these applications and quickly provide a work permit for the main victim of a crime. And that's how you get the U visa. And then you're able to, get a work permit and then a legal permanent residency card later on in the future. The derivative victims, in other words, the family members, they will have to have filed a work permit application. And if they did not, they can go ahead and file one now. So you need to contact your lawyer to see if they file it. But again, the victims of the crime do not have to do anything. I know some of you are very impatient, but there's a school that I may start for that. But right now, just calm down. There's nothing you can do and wait. And that is pertaining to the U visa, and it only applies work permit for the people who are living in the United States, because there are many people who are waiting for the U visa in another country. In case you did not know, if someone has been a victim of a crime in the United States and has subsequently left the United States, we can bring that person right back in, that person and the entire family, if they qualify for that. So make sure you be able to either call us at this phone number that we have here, or else you're going to have to provide it a little later on. Okay, the other change is people who are in the removal proceedings in immigration court and have been going there for years or just started going. Now they raise a possibility for what is called prosecutorial discretion. What does that mean? Well, that means that if you want to put your case asleep, you can do it. It's called administrative closing the case, or you can terminate it if you're able to get a residency card, or if you have to go out of the United States to have an appointment at a U.S. Embassy and get a visa to enter and then subsequently get a green card, you can now terminate the proceedings. Now you can ask the judge to close this case for now. You save money and time instead of going to court and eventually getting removed. So we don't want you to do that, okay? And the other thing is that they're also seeing about reopening cases, which helps now to move along these people who are stagnant and are not able to get a green card when they definitely can. All right, another news not so good. The Supreme Court of the United States on June 14, 2021, came out with a ruling regarding the people who have TPS. TPS is temporary protective status for certain countries, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and Honduras, and other countries in Europe. I think Haiti is one of them. Not Europe, but near Central America. They are able to stay in the United States, not deported, get a work permit, and live in the United States. And it has been ruled in the Ninth Circuit in the California area that those persons were able to obtain a legal permanent residency if they had a qualifying relative, a son or daughter, 21 or over, or married to a United States citizen. On June 14th, however, the Supreme Court said no more. So the people with the TPS status can no longer obtain their green card in the United States. That doesn't mean they cannot get it. Yes, they can get it. There's other alternatives, and that's why you need to see a lawyer, because one of them is leaving the country with permission, And then upon reentering, you should be able to qualify and obtain your legal residency here in the United States. One issue that is pending regarding that ruling from the Supreme Court, whether that law, although it starts on June 14, 2021, is it retroactive? The position right now of the government is that it is not. I disagree with it, and because there are many people that are in limbo, and that is not fair for the money they spend, their expectations, called detrimental reliance in the legal terminology. So I anticipate that in the future, there will be a lawsuit filed against this ruling, and then the people who were in limbo should be able to get the residency. But in the meantime, the judges are saying, no, the law is in effect, you're not getting your green card. But that's what lawyers are there for, to keep fighting. So we have hope for that, okay? Now, on the Dreamers, DACA, that's what the letters that designate the Dreamers, they are able to get a work permit, renew work permit, but you better do something if you are married to a United States citizen or a legal permanent resident. There is a case in Texas that they're going to render a decision anytime, and it does not look favorable to DACA. It's the same judges that ruled against it years ago. So be alert. And again, in the DACA, there's always another legal avenue. If you leave the country legally with permission and you re-enter, then if you're married to a United States citizen, you will be able to get your green card in the United States. Most people don't want to leave the United States to get the residency card because there's a danger, many dangers. Anything can happen, as you've seen in the past administration. They suddenly one day just blocked to all the people from some countries in the other part of the world, and there was an inconvenience. They were eventually let in, but you never know what could happen, and you certainly want to minimize that inconvenience. Okay, in addition, last week, a decision regarding a case law regarding asylum. In the past, people who came from other countries who were victims of organized crime or gangs or victims of domestic violence, they were able to apply for asylum in the United States. 4 years ago, they took away that law by changing a couple of cases. And this week, they decided that those cases that practically annihilated the asylum applications are now resuscitated. Therefore, people who are or have been victims of gang violence or organized crime in other countries, people who have been victims of domestic violence in other countries now have an opportunity to file their claims or defend their claims based on those principles that have always been established in the United States for many, many, many years. Okay. And a recent law that just happened by a decision of a judge is that if a person has been removed, a judge has given their position to you're deported, and the person left the United States and then re-entered illegally, and now they have a possibility to obtain a legal permanent residency, then the judge can, on his own, sua sponte, can reopen that case. I never heard of that, but it certainly is something that is positive, because there are many people who were deported, they left, they had to come back for many reasons, and obviously they pay taxes, they work, they have children, and now they have a possibility to be able to get a legal permanent residency. Well, there is the opportunity. I'm giving you this in summary form. You can look and subscribe to YouTube, and you'll be able to review what we talked about. If you have any additional questions, you can call at this number here that's on the screen, and we'll be able to help you out. We can have appointments through Zoom, in person, email, however you want it, and anywhere in the United States, because the immigration laws are all the same. Here in New York and Miami, Chicago, wherever, we can represent someone in the immigration matters, okay? And lastly, but not the least, something came out in the immigration website indicating that people can request to expedite their process, you know? Unfortunately, patience is not the word that fits within expedite. In order to ask them to expedite it, which means rush my case, you really have to have some emergency. And economic stress or waste or whatever is not considered. And if you just want to hurry up, you've been waiting 5-10 years, sorry, you're going to have to keep waiting. That's how it is. I tell you straight how it is. So expedite is something that is really have to be a lot of emergency. You can file it, they'll have to review it, and who knows what they're going to say. But this is a benefit that you want, and really you're going to have to wait. Unless someone's dying, and then maybe you have an opportunity to make that presentation for that. Okay, well, here we are now, and just wanted to let you know this weekly update, we're going to bring it up for you on a weekly basis. That's what it is, and then update everybody in English. We have our program every day at 4 o'clock in Spanish and English, and this on Saturdays or the weekends, we're going to provide it to you in English. And just in case, if there are any new laws that come out, we're going to come right on the air. We're not going to wait till the X time or in the morning or in the evening. No, we come out right away, even if I have to do it wherever I'm at. And that is Vitaly Carpio, attorney at law with experience over 27 years in immigration law, criminal law, and also with accidents. And just in case, if someone's involved in an automobile accident, you need a lawyer. That's it. You need it. Some people don't know that they need one. And yes, they do. Okay, so here we are for everybody every day at 4 o'clock. And on the weekends, we're going to give you a quick update of what's been happening so you know what to do. So it's best to contact your friends, your loved ones, and even your enemies. And just tell them, hey, maybe you can get a residency card over here with the attorney Vitaly Carpio. Okay, have a nice weekend, everybody. Woo-ha!
Gracias, damas y caballeros. Aquí con el abogado Vital de Carpio. El teléfono de la oficina es el 714-953-2732. Y también puede ver al abogado Vital de Carpio en el internet en abogadovital.com. Abogadovital.com para ver la cara nopal del abogado. También puede hacer una cita al 714-953-2732 por Skype, por correo electrónico. Y si tiene un accidente automovilístico o un caso de mala práctica médica, llame al abogado Vital de Carpio al 714-953-2732. 714-953-2732. El abogado Vital de Carpio. Y ¡san se acabó!